the heart. And hello and welcome to DWN Productions THC Pod. Hello and welcome to this first spooktacular episode of DWN Productions THC Spooktacular, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here and BOYGOB.com. So, Joe, how was your week?
Hold on, I'm sharing this shit. It's Halloween live time at DWE.
Oh, shit. God damn. How's your week going? Mine's been okay. I said I was going to take the day off today.
Did you?
Well, I spent the day working on my taxes. So you tell me if I took the day off.
You did
Joe.
not. That's always that's a different sort of headache. Yeah, I need to be doing that myself. I need to remember to have one send me the paperwork from Corpus, sit down and do that shit because I can't afford to take a fucking hit on a, hey,
on a
you
fee.
did on a fee, yeah, a $50 fee or whatever.
You got a calendar?
I do have a calendar.
So every first weekend of the next quarter, I write, do your taxes, you fuck, just to make sure that they will be done in the time that they are due. So next week I will finish them because, of course, the first weekend, sometimes it falls very quickly and all of your sources don't have the last month's statement altogether quite yet. However, it is still good because you still got the stuff from the other 2 months you can all gather up, and especially if you put it off and say, I'll work on it next week, and you got 2 months from the past quarter you got to input shit on. It helps, Joe, so you're not the last in line, you see.
I get it. I guess it was. I don't know. All this reality. I should have been a dreamer. But yeah, so this week I got through the week, but yesterday went and got my car from Hicksville.
Here it comes again.
It cost me quite a pretty penny.
So what was wrong with it, Joe, in old West Texas?
Like a whole fucking lot of shit. Like they basically rebuilt the front end.
What does that mean? You hear people say that, and they might have said that to you, but do you actually know what they did? You said it was wheel and rotor problems.
Yeah, it's like ball joints and shit like that. I've got a whole list of the things that, on the invoice. It's like this, and it was expensive. So I don't usually do this, but this early in the show, right down here below these pumpkins, fastcustomshirts.com. It would be of great help. And I would be quite thankful if you went to the website and purchased some shirts.
But not just any shirt. The shirt that I forgot to upload here so we'd have the flyer that would pop up. But there's a special edition Halloween limited variant BOYGOB shirt up at fastcustomshirts.com. And Joe, I'm going to hope, and I'm going to hope some more that you fucking got at least 3 orders.
Well,
fuck!
We're almost met, Tom. We almost met that holy trinity of 3, but we're stagnant at 2.
Fuck!
But pre-order is going on until the 10th, so you guys still have time to pre-order this shirt. You'll have it by Halloween, so you can wear it when you take your kids out trick-or-treating or when you go out to rob kids of their candy or whatever it is you like to do on the 31st.
Well, I'll tell you this, Joe. I didn't put my order in because I didn't want the only fucking order to be the one that I was going to put in, and then you have to refund me and lose fucking money and say, I'm not printing this. But now, hey, if strangers bought it, now you have to print it. So I will be putting my order in at the end of the pre-order.
2 of them at that.
Feel free to promote it, make your own flyer. I thought the one I made was funny. obviously it offended you, and I'm
I had that
sorry.
little Asian boy, and I thought we were beyond this Asian hate.
His name
After
was
COVID.
Ricky, and there was a story, a movie made of him.
But thanks to the both of you, and this is an insult in Britain for some reason. They've got weird definitions for
Because
things.
look at it, mate. It's a
Yeah,
bird's nest.
and like they even call like a flashlight, they call it a torch over there. And
I've
that's
been thinking about that, and it's been eating me away when we did our worst movie posters, and I called the fucking thing guy on the poster the flashlight head instead of the torch head.
torch.
Ooh, I fucked up.
Well, because
It
they're
still eats at me.
Americans, that none of them were
But it
British.
doesn't matter. It has to do with our shit. We don't call it flashlights round y'all.
Yeah.
Call them fucking torches like the mates.
So I did that. Went to work yesterday, and today took the day off, I guess you could say, and decorated the yard with our Halloween decorations. We're the only people on our block that decorate because we're the fucking oddballs. But
Well, I don't know if you really decorate as much as you take one skeleton down for another.
that's true. Or we put up other skeletons. Yeah, you're right, because we do have three skeletons that stay up all year long.
It's like last time I was over there, you were just like, oh, yeah, I should have told you. My yard's the one with the skeleton. Yeah, no shit. For one, I've been here, and of course it is.
Yeah.
But it looks like you fucking skin boiled and bleached a Murray over there.
Yeah, it does look like that. He's not carrying a chain whip, though, and taking it out on preachers.
On teenagers. Because, they're the last in line for a reason, Joe.
They are.
No one could see them getting molested, you see, because
By the Borg.
all the other ones, yeah. We'll get to that, though. We'll have a good time. That's our main event for the evening, even though we're going to do it a little sooner, like about now. Hey, Joe, you been to the movies lately?
Yeah, Tom, I have, and I don't go to the theater too often anymore, It's just fallen out of vogue with me, I guess you could say. But every once in a while, there's a movie or a special event that I think, maybe I'll go see that. Yeah. So this time, it was a documentary that was airing, Tom, and this was called Dio, Dreamers Never Die. And this was a documentary.
Or was it a rockumentary?
It is a documentary on Ronnie James Dio and the course of his career and things that happened along the way. And like most documentaries, it was, they talked to a bunch of other people and got their perspective. The theater was full.
Was it really?
It wasn't the biggest fucking screening house, or what do they call those?
Auditorium.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, it was full, and it was just, a bunch of old fucking metalheads.
So I also went to see this. We seen it on the same night. It was only playing for 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just kind of what they do now for lower budget fares. But anyways, it was me and about maybe 12 other people there. It was a mixed variety, and when I say mixed variety, I'd say maybe 6 white and 6 Mexican people. And then the Mexican people, one of the fathers brought 2 of his rock metal daughters. So I guess that was good. They were able to share a movie together and all that. But yeah, ours was very lackluster. I thought for a second these 4 cracker hipsters were going to come because they just came in like talking all bullshit loud, like, oh, I thought we were going to be late, but we made it. Where's our seats? Ooh. And then they were just like fucking just bullshit talking like fucking while we were waiting for the movie to go on. And I was like, God damn, man, I'm sure there are these record collecting fucking dickheads. And there's, oh, we're in the wrong theater. So they all fucking packed up and took off.
This isn't Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah, I don't remember. They said, oh, we're supposed to be in 5. So they didn't say what movie they were actually supposed to go see. But I mean, it was the crowd you would expect.
Yeah.
Luckily, I look like somebody who listens to music, so nobody suspected anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's a
yeah. I mean, before I can't say that because on the way there, I fucking forgot where I was going because I smoked a left-handed cigarette. You see, so it took me an extra half hour to get there. So I listened to Dio albums and songs and shit that I've never heard before because all I did was Holy Diver and that was it. I was just like, yeah, Holy Diver's good. The other songs on this is good. I don't listen to music, so I'll just stop here and stick with the good shit. So up there, I listened to Rainbow, and what else was it?
Black Sabbath.
No, I fucking like I never got into Black Sabbath at all just because Ozzy Osbourne's such a fucking cornball. Like that dude fucking sucks. I don't know if you like the motherfucker or not. Probably not because you're a Dio fan, but
Right.
that dude's always been a fucking cornball, and we'll get to that for sure.
Yes.
Because they spent an appropriate amount of time on this motherfucker. But yeah, I never cared for that dude. That's why I was just like, yeah, I don't fucking give a fuck about Black Sabbath, even if Dio's in it. Fuck that shit. But that beast smoking son of a fuck, Sebastian Bach, he was just like, man, you gotta listen to Bible Black, man. And I did, and that shit goes hard. But there's one problem fucking I got with Dio. 2 problems, really. One is he's about that fucking medieval fucking shit with the dragons and swords, and you know I fucking don't give a fuck about any of that shit. And the second is like fucking the first 30 seconds of his shit will be like, and then it goes, you know, like if it was all just hard shit to the beginning, but I mean, as far as that kind of music goes, that's the best. Dio's the best at it. I'm fucking not ignorant enough to know fucking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I want that kind of music, I'm going to Holy Diver and we'll listen to Straight Through the Heart and shit.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that knows me knows I'm a big fan. I have been since fucking junior high.
And how old were you back then? Just so we can get some context here.
He's 12. 12. Yeah. 12 years old.
And what album?
The Holy Diver was the first one that and before
It's
that,
good because he had something to prove. He got kicked out of those other bands, and he's just like, God damn it, I gotta fucking do it. And he did it.
Like one that you mentioned things you don't like about Dio and me. It's just that he's Italian, so I mean he's got that strike against him, But
with Papadova.
Yeah. So this documentary it courses his career from his time in doo-wop. He was playing doo-wop music for a while.
How old is this motherfucker? Like way older than you pretend to be now.
Well, shit, he was when he started doing music. He was like 16, 17.
He was in a fucking barbershop quartet, Joe.
Yeah, playing that kind of
a do run, a do run.
Sitting around with guys in front of the fucking barrel, on fire, just singing.
Well, I don't know if they were Kentucky. It ain't no hole in the wash tub.
So from there, it charts his career in the Electric Elves, which became Elf, and
because they were midgets, you see, everybody thought they were running wire.
The documentary comments on his size quite a bit,
So let me ask you about that. You're not the tallest gentleman.
I am not.
Is that something that attracted you to this man? He's just like, oh, hey, he's like me, so I'm gonna fucking be like him or some shit.
No, because I had just heard him on the radio, and
But when you found out he was a midget, were you like, yes? Honestly, come on.
no, it's just because he had curly hair like me.
So he wasn't Italian, he was Jewish, is what you're saying.
I don't know. Yeah. And
But
from
come
there,
on, you had to, like, for real, you had to feel something. Because fucking, like, the whole time they're commenting on it, he's a man of a slighter frame. And, people, they fucking like people who look like how they do. How can I say it? I think Cactus Jack is cool, and Curran thinks Keith Lee is cool because they kind of reflect who we look like. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to call you a fucking little midget fuck.
no, I don't think that was one of the driving forces. It was just like his voice fucking appealed to me. It was just filled with fucking power. Like I didn't
It is booming.
see what he looked because I lived in a piece of shit small town, so we didn't have MTV. So it was like years later before I saw one of the videos and saw what he looked like. And this small town, we had a convenience store that had magazines, but they weren't carrying Circus or Hit Parader or shit like that. So
Was that even around when you were 12?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, I
That's
remember
crazy.
clearly in junior high that there were magazines out there like that, but I didn't.
But was it Circus and Hit Parader?
I'm sure Hit Parader had
That's
been
the
around.
older one, and
Yeah,
Circus is the ripoff?
Circus came later, and then there was a
Gotcha.
few others.
Because that shit was around when I was that age, and I just didn't know when it came around and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it died off around when heavy metal started dying off. When the aesthetic changed and it became like everybody was listening to grunge instead, which they cover that in the documentary too. But yeah, it goes from there to his time with Rainbow, Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, because he's always it's Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. It says that on the albums and
And
everything.
I listened to that Rainbow album. And I mean, Man on Silver Mountain, that's cool. It's okay. I mean, they were talking about how this motherfucker didn't want to be funky. Man on Silver Mountain had a little bit of fucking funk to it. I don't know if it was the bass guitar or what, because I'm an ignorant bitch when it comes to music, so I can't fucking break it down like that. But I think this Joey Blackmore guy might have been full of shit, Joe.
He was. Uh, yeah, they had some good music. I think that's where Dio really found his voice and started singing about the shit that you don't like, the fantasy shit that he
I mean, that was part of it.
that he really liked. And
Dude, I would listen to an interview. Like, I was like, after the thing, you know how I do it. I just want to learn more and more about shit. So I was listening to like interviews and shit by him. And he was talking to dudes about like dragons for 5 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? I don't even give a fuck, but I'm listening to this shit. But before we go on with Rainbow, let's talk about the music of Elf, because they didn't really go too much into the actual music of it. They just like, ooh, look at him painted up like a cross-dresser on this fucking album.
and I think the reason they don't is because that shit's not very good.
Okay.
I
Moving
mean,
back to Rainbow
yeah,
then.
they had two albums, and yeah, there is definitely a funk quality to those, but heavy metal really wasn't a thing at that point. I think a lot of bands at that time were just, hey, we got to sound like the Who, or we got to sound like the Rolling Stones, and
And I'll be honest, this heavy metal hard rock shit,
mhm.
it really isn't.
A
Like
lot of it is.
some of it goes pretty hard, but when I think of like heavy metal and shit, I think of those fucking idiots now. They're just
Yeah.
like that shit. Like that's fucking heavy metal fucking shit, but I can't really classify. I mean, maybe metal, maybe. I don't want to say classic rock or dad rock because legit Dio's good shit. If you can get past those two things I don't
The
like it's
Italian. Oh,
fucking good shit.
you don't
Those
like.
fucking wops. But this whole week I've been listening back to the Holy Diver album because that's really the only shit I've been listening to before. So like that's nostalgia for me. And then I listened to Heaven and Hell, which why don't the fuck didn't you just call yourself Black Sabbath?
We'll get to
And
that.
okay, but Bible Black is definitely the standout song from that one besides the first 30 seconds. And what was it, Magicka? Like
Magic
there's
is a
some good
weird fucking
songs.
album.
Yeah, there's some, but it's very of its time where they're
Mhm.
doing like these fucking quote unquote skits, which haven't been on any of the other fucking albums that I've heard. But there's some good songs on there. It's just really Psychopathics from Outer Space, Volume 2, Joe. That's what I'm trying to say. Like any fucking juggalos or zooligans out there watching this, you should really get into some fucking Dio or watch this documentary at least because the similarities from what he was doing and what they're doing is very, very fucking similar.
So I'd be interested in seeing, uh, like somebody that's unfamiliar with his music entirely to watch this documentary because I have a bias, of course, going into it. I'm gonna like it, right? But yeah, just somebody that really doesn't know much about that music, his music, or
I
whatever,
mean,
just to
I
see
didn't.
what they would think.
Like I told you, I thought like I first found out about this guy from a joke on South Park, and then from then I'd be listening to Holy Diver, and then from there I found out it was a whole album, and then the Tenacious D shit happened where they made the song, and then he was in the movie, and up until about a week ago, I only listened to Holy Diver album. So, I mean, any questions you have, I didn't know much about this fucking guy.
Okay,
So, shoot them my way, Joe.
all right.
I
Well, so
thought it was a little long, if that's
I
what
think
you're
so too.
trying to.
I thought I that's one thing I commented on is yeah, they could have pared it down for people that aren't mega fans, just to like there's some parts where they're probably gonna get bored with or that information's not necessary. If they want to find out more, they can find out more on their own. Just keep it at an entertaining length. So he got
But,
fired.
however, I did stay like an extra 15 minutes to watch their deleted scenes or whatever. So
Yeah,
you have to also take that into consideration that even though it was long, I stayed past the credits and until the auditorium lights came on.
yeah. So he's fired from Richie Blackmore's Rainbow because
African American more.
because Richie Blackmore wanted a hit. He wanted to be on the top 10, and he did. He got the top 10 with "Since You've Been Gone, Since You've Been Gone," and you still hear that on like the oldie station now. But
On the F word channels.
so Dio's down in the dumps. What am I gonna do? Woe is me. And
I'm going to
gets
go drinking.
gets invited to sing with Black Sabbath, who was
Well, no, you
tired.
got to say he went off drinking in the Rainbow Room,
Yeah, to the Rainbow Bar and Grill, uh,
named
famous
after
Mexican
that
bar.
band he just got kicked out of.
Um, so Black Sabbath, they were tired of Ozzy Osbourne by this point because he was
Why?
just
Because he was a cornball piece of shit.
a cornball piece of shit, and he was fucking just doing drugs all the time. Which that didn't change once he got his own band. But yeah, so they fired Ozzy and brought Dio in, and at this point, they're talking a lot of shit about Ozzy. I forgot who
Not
it is
really. They
making fun
didn't.
of it.
They just said, man, Ozzy Osbourne was fucked up on drugs. He was just running around stage clapping like a penguin. And
Yeah,
all they did was show 45 seconds of footage straight of Ozzy Osbourne clapping like a penguin unedited, just to show the fucking audience, like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah,
So
he
no, they weren't talking shit. I thought they were very classy about the whole thing. That was the only piece of fuck Ozzy Osbourne in the whole thing, and it was just raw, unedited footage of him doing what they said he was doing.
there was a lot of that. No, not a lot of it. Like you said, I guess it seemed like a lot to me because it was funny. You
Well,
know.
I mean, yeah, because you knew the story behind it. You know what I was like. Every in my crowd, I'm sure it was more uproarious in your crowd because there was more people there. But everything the audience was supposed to laugh at and shit, they did.
Okay.
Like that was one of the things. Like they was like, oh, we were like electrical elves. People wanted us to crawl up into their attics because we were midgets. I went, ha ha ha. Ozzy Osbourne was fucking on drugs, penguin clapping. Ha 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 ha. And there was like, yeah, like that shit a couple times during the fucking thing. So I mean,
So they chart his time with Black Sabbath, and those two albums that they did are fucking great.
are
Like,
they?
yeah, they are. They're really, really fucking good. And then they fired him because the dudes from Black Sabbath and Dio are at this point pretty egotistical, and everybody's like, "Hey, no, this is our band. This is what we're gonna do. No, I want to do this. Hey, fuck you. You're out of here."
Yeah,
So
old Ronnie James from the beginning, he was very, I'm very serious about what I'm doing. This is what we're doing. It's not a fucking joke. It's my goddamn livelihood. I'm the man on this silver mountain, you piece of shit. And I will stab you in the neck like a goddamn dragon if you cross me. So he was very, this is what it is. This is what we're doing. Very, he didn't crack up so much during the thing, except like, haha, do you see me sink that shot, fat boy? And that was about it.
so those two albums are Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules.
Wait,
So
Heaven and Hell,
is an album.
but it's a band,
It was the first album, Black Sabbath album with Dio on vocals.
but it's a band
Right. So they reunited later
as a band called
as a
Heaven and
band,
Hell.
and they called themselves Heaven and Hell because Ozzy Osbourne's wife sued Black Sabbath for the
That
use of the
fucking
name.
bitch.
Yeah,
Dude,
somebody in the theater yelled, "That fucking cunt Sharon! That's why they're Heaven and Hell." Um, so, in order for them to have toured as Black Sabbath, they would have had to have given Ozzy Osbourne money. So they said, "Nah, fuck it. We'll just tour as Heaven and Hell."
let me just break in here just so we can shit on this fucking old ass lady who doesn't want to deal with she's an old ass lady. So it's probably having fucking way too much plastic surgery to just make her look weird as fuck. But I don't know. You remember a band called Coal Chamber, Joe? This huge band called Coal Chamber.
I do not remember them.
So Sharon Osbourne was the manager of a band called Coal Chamber, and they were on an ICP tour. And I guess they were both on Howard Stern or some shit. And Sharon Osbourne was all, oh, you bloody fucking wankers painted up like clouds, you kicking my band off your fucking tour. I bet your next album won't sell this much. If it does, I'll fucking donate this much money to charity. So their fucking album went past that. She never donated any of this fucking money ever. Never spoke about this shit again. I like ICP keeps bringing it up when they can. It's whatever. So I mean, fuck that bitch. Like
Yeah,
really, you can just say, "Oh, Sharon Osbourne said fuck the cancer kids or fuck the stray dogs, whatever the fuck tears at your heartstrings," because she was just like, "Oh no, I don't need to be a man about your shit." If you went out and said that shit, go do it. Obviously, she's fucking. I'm not promoting shit, but I've seen recent footage of this lady, and there's more plastic in her fucking head than the ocean,
yeah.
allegedly. from what I've seen, is somebody who's an ignorant bitch and not a doctor.
Mm-hmm. So that is why they were heaven and hell.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, he's kicked out of Black Sabbath, so then he forms his own band, Dio, and they put out an album that fucking rocked, Holy Diver. They followed that up with Last in Line, which is another album that fucking kicks ass.
So let me ask you this. Is Last in Line, like the song, is that their big hit? Was that the one?
I would say, yeah, that's probably their biggest, the biggest song that got more recognition for them than anything else. And a
So is
lot of
that
it,
why they got a pop for me for having Don Cascarelli in the movie instead of maybe getting cut out? Somebody who didn't know what was going on, but since that was their big song and their big video.
it was, yeah. And of course, you had to have a big fucking video at that time. MTV had to have something to keep on rotation. So, yeah, they brought in Don Coscarelli, who was famous for being Italian, I guess.
I did pop though. When he fucking showed up, I was just like, yeah, I know about this.
Yeah.
I read his audiobook. I mean, listened to it, but I'll say I read it.
Hey, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Uh, and that video, you watch it now, and it's pretty silly. But
Murray's in the background. She's like, yeah, they got fucking Murray in there.
and at the time though, it was a fucking badass video. And like I said, the Star Trek Next Generation totally ripped off the look of these fucking demons in there for the Borg.
Yeah.
It's like a total fucking rip off. But hey, I like Star Trek too, so I'll let that shit slide. So then it charts that, then it charts some of the breakups, when the band, lost some members. And this was kind of fucked up because they didn't talk to Vivian Campbell, the guitarist that left the band initially.
He wasn't in there?
No, they had his voice recorded from like
Okay.
from a interview a few years back. And but if you look now, like all the shit like Blabbermouth and all that, they're all like showing reactions, like shit he said years ago, shit that Wendy
So after
Dio.
the movie came out, they're like bringing up all this shit that he
Yeah,
said.
bringing up
Okay.
old shit just to light fires again, like the media does in all these things. But
So is
they
this
let
guy a fucking asshole or
no, he tours with Last in Line, but
okay? And those are your buddies, your good friends.
thanks to Last in Line, thanks for they're on tour right now. Catch them if you can. Buy one of their shirts so they can keep ordering more.
Where'd they get those shirts from, Joe?
FastCustomShirts.com. I just spent a lot of money getting my truck
Mm.
front end rebuilt. So
But hey, man, you were the first in line for that.
that's
Thanks
right.
to the last in line.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Living the dream.
So they don't. They let Wendy Dio talk her shit, but they don't really kind of have a rebuttal.
And just to be fair, she's got an old lion face too.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to be fair, but she seems like a nice lady.
She could definitely hook up with Ron Perlman, and they would make some interesting looking children.
Beast and the Beast.
And then it's just a lot of concert footage, shit like that. It talks about the decline of metal, and about how like a lot of it that was being called metal wasn't. It was just a bunch of fucking dudes dressing like chicks.
Yeah, man, we look like girls. You want to smoke some bees?
And yeah, I mean, if you're like me, like this is a wrestling fan, watching Dark Side of the Ring or whatever. It's the same
No,
shit.
because wrestling fans already know
Well, that's what
about
I'm
Dark
saying. Like
Side of
like
the Ring.
me, like I knew a
Oh,
lot of this
okay,
shit. I've read
got it.
the interviews. I read the biography last year. So this was nothing new to me, but I still enjoyed it.
So it was nothing new. There was nothing groundbreaking shit.
Groundbreaking. No, I'll tell you one thing. They do tell the story about the kid that was going to kill himself, I still think that's not true. I think that's a little.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, that's been Dio lore for a long time. I think
Oh shit!
that's just a little.
Wasn't that cut out of the movie too?
I think so.
Wasn't that like one of the special things?
Yeah, I think it
Okay.
was.
Well, shit. There you go.
Yeah, but so yeah, I dug it. I mean, it was a good time. I'll buy it when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get the D or Blu-ray for sure, but
Yeah.
as a fan, it was just yeah, this was cool. It wasn't anything awesome. Cuz I think the editing and shit it could have been a little better, but
Hmm.
it kept me engaged. There was a couple times I was squirming around in my seat and shit, but I mean, for the most part, I was engaged. It's not like he had this riveting story
Right.
or anything without, but I mean, it was a good celebration of his life. And if that's
Hmm.
what you want to go see and you want to see it compacted into a little bit more than 2 hours, then I'm sure this is great for a fan. You know, he's fucking died 12 years ago, and
Yeah.
this is probably the last thing you're going to get.
Hmm. So the footage they showed with him in Houston
That
at the
was
hospital,
fucked.
I'd never seen that before. You know, I'd never seen like the or known that they did like a
Which
local
was fucked.
news
That
story.
was fucked. That's the wrong kind of exploitation.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think anybody that listens to this show would dig it. You know, so be on the look for it whenever it's streaming. If you don't want to buy it, but definitely give it a shot.
It's not the best documentary or
Mm-mm.
rockumentary I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. And I mean, there's a fucking couple tracks that this shit made me listen to that I fucking wouldn't have before, and maybe I'll check out some Black Sabbath with Dio. I don't know. I mean, dude, Ozzy Osbourne's such a cornball. I just don't want to have anything to do with Black Sabbath if we're being real.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that dude,
those two albums are real good. It's not just fucking power riffs, which is what a lot of the stuff with Ozzy was. I think with Dio's voice as the front man, I think everybody stepped up their game and like there's a like the song "Die Young," like everybody's just fucking going at it at that one. That one like that's one of the songs I come back to and listen to a whole fucking lot.
that's an actual Black Sabbath song.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have heard it. I might have. But does he say "die young" over and over again?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But uh, I mean, I think I would consider myself a casual fan, especially somebody who doesn't fucking really listen to music at all. I would say give it a watch if you can get it on home video. $5 and under, if you can get it for a rental at that price, I would say that is what it was worth. But I was entertained. It made me check out more of his music and shit. And I would say there's a good fucking from what I've listened to, Dio like fucking Holy Divers like 9 albums. Not 9 albums, 9 songs. There's not a lot of songs. And we're
Yeah.
going through listening to these other fucking albums. There's not a whole lot of songs on it. So I think I could fucking give you 15 songs that are fucking awesome. That'll give you a nice little fucking Dio playlist or whatever to go to. But check it out for sure. I'm rambling because my teeth are floating, Joe. I'm gonna let you fucking give your final things, and I'm gonna go pee pee. Thank you. Highly recommended. 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you. Walk with him.
All right. Well, Tom is pissing. One of the other things that they did in this, and I don't remember if this was just was special features. Like Tom said, they showed some extra clips at the end that you had to stick around in the theater for. But they, Vinny Appice, who is the drummer for Dio's time with Black Sabbath and on the first 3 or 4 Dio albums, he played some rehearsal tracks, that he just had still recorded on little cassettes. And so it's like different versions of the song where they're just kind of ironing things out. And that was really interesting. Um, Vinny Appice is he's the guy that put together Last in Line, which is comprised of other people that played with Dio. And if you're a fan like I am and you have a chance to check them out at some point, do so. But otherwise, go to fastcustomshirts.com and buy some shirts because I'm fucking broke and it's the first of the month and all these bills are going to go through tomorrow and just wipe me out.
And we got our fucking quarterlies to pay for.
Yes.
God damn it. Instead of fucking hawking shit, you could have look at all the shit Scott's saying. You could have at least acknowledged him instead of buy stuff because we have bills to pay too. We're people just like you. We're not just people just like you. We're worse than people just
Scott
like you
mentions
because we're
Ozfest,
artists,
which was managed by the Sharon person, and Scott. I mean, a lot of other people were kicked off of that tour at just random times, just because she like didn't fucking like them or somebody disagreed with her on a certain thing, and yeah, fuck that lady. What else did you watch, Tom?
Shit, man. Sven Cooley had like an 18-hour block yesterday, Joe. It was part of Me TV Sven Cooley Halloween Bonanza. So Sven Cooley started an hour early and they showed Trilogy of Terror. Do you remember this one?
That's Karen Black, the Zuni.
Karen African American.
Mhm.
Yes. She that is the third story, but there are two stories before that.
And like everybody else, I don't remember those.
They were joking about that on the show as well. This was a first time watch for me. It was all right. I mean, we've seen a lot of fucking dog dick and anthologies, especially when we were on that other network.
Yep, back in those days.
But I mean, this wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but I mean, for a made-for-TV movie, it wasn't bad. Maybe if it wasn't made for TV and there was a little toasty, that could have helped it. But I mean, it was all right. The first one, you kind of don't know where it's going, and in the last minute, they twist it on you. It's college students, two dudes are just like, look at this slit. Yeah, that gash got a nice rack on her. And then he sees the teacher and he's like, I wonder what that dame looks like under her skirt. So he starts pursuing the teacher and shit. And then he date rapes her. Because you can show that on regular TV now, just slipping pills into a broad's drink.
Which was commonplace at the time.
But it isn't now. That's why it's concerning that they're showing such things. So he fucking date rapes his teacher and then blackmails her with the picture. But it turns out she was playing him the whole time, and then she poisoned him and killed him. Happy Halloween.
Scary
and
shit.
Spooky shit. Oh, you okay? You need to put a shirt on with sleeves?
No.
Ooh, December. Oh, we'll get to you later, Kyle.
We'll get to that.
Anyways, the second story is fucking obvious from the fucking get-go. Karen Black is playing one character, but you're supposed to believe it's two, and she just has a split personality disorder. One's a librarian, one's a Hooters waitress. She kills herself. The end. And the third story is about cultural appropriation, where old Karen African American gets a Zuni doll and then gets frizzy hair and spiky teeth at the end to resemble the Zuni doll. The end.
Yeah.
It was all right for, a made-for-TV thing. It's worth a watch if you've never seen it. Joe, you've seen this when it aired, right?
When it aired, I don't know. Uh,
Were you at a Dio concert?
I,
Or was it a Rainbow concert?
this would have been before then. But I did used to watch a lot of made for TV movie of the week. They would call it. You know, each station had
Movie of the week!
and like I saw Duel on TV and
That's
fucking
about trucks.
yeah, and Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, but we'll get to that.
Hey, can we get to how I blew out the microphone? But Dio was just like, hey, I brought my microphone if you want to hook it up. And they were just like, no, man, we got the best shit ever. And he was like, okay, let's giggle. That was the only time Dio laughed, is when fucking engineers were fucking up and he knew better. That was the only time you seen the elfin warrior crack a smile. We're off to the witch. We will never eat something. Come in the back, you fuck. Good stuff, though. When he says that shit, we're off to the witch. You can't help but get pumped up. It's just like,
Fuck
God
yeah.
damn it, we are. Fuck. All right, back to it, Joe. Sorry. I've been drinking since I stopped doing my taxes, and I had to watch that goddamn Gamera movie.
Both of those things would drive you to drink. I did neither today, but yesterday I drank a lot because I watched the fucking Gamera movie. I finished the third season of Atlanta, and like the other ones, it's good shit. It's funny shit. They got their main story, and then I think like 4 episodes this time they divert from the main story, and they just do some weird ass like fucking social commentary thing, but it's a funny kind of weird social commentary thing. It's not like beating you over the head like, oh, you're fucking racists, all of you, or
But
you're
you
all
are. You're a
misogynists.
dirty piece of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and yeah, it's saying that, but in a funny way.
Oh, okay. So
I
if I see a woman, I gotta just fucking choke the front out of that.
recommend this show. It's really good. I guess this season that's going now, season 4, that's it. So
Sorry, Hotlanta.
and good. And it's good that these fucking shows they should end on a high note. They shouldn't fucking keep going because too many of them do that, and too many of them like just fucking why am I still watching this shit? Hotlanta season 3 recommended.
Shout out to you, Red. You fuck. So after Sven Gulli, there was a special, as they called it. It was a short documentary called Sven Gulli Uncrypted. It questioned if I liked Sven Gulli or if it was just nostalgia. And we'll leave it at that. And then after season 2, a Fentooni premiered with an hour-long episode. It was pretty good. That shit's still pretty funny. Just because it's fucking so fucking cheesy and shit. But maybe skip Svengoolie and just watch Fentooni. Like, I don't like corny shit, and I know that's been his shtick the whole time with the cornometer and all that stuff, but now it's just a cornball fucking cheesy's fine. Like, cheesy's fine, but cornball shit, because cornball shit's just like, you get it? That's the difference. Cheesy shit doesn't do that at you, but cornball shit, you get it? That is what I have determined the difference between cheesy and corny is. Cheesy just lets it go. But corny wants to make sure you get the joke, Joe. Can you see how the two can differ and one could not be so good?
I do.
You get it!
So it's like the Marvel movies constantly winking at the camera.
Kinda. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
See what we did there? Huh? This is for the fans. Huh?
it's a little more than that though when it comes to horror. Oh, hey, we got oh, I'm sorry. Now, President Teacher Cooper is going to talk to you. He was named after the lead star of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. You get it? He was Mr. Cooper from Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Ah, that kind of shit. Hanging in the cobwebs of your mind. It's a long, long way to fall.
So I watched season 6, and I think this is the final season. I hope it's the final season of Peaky Blinders.
Fuck, you're still watching this shit?
I don't know why. It is fucking garbage.
Ever since we started this, you've been watching this fucking show.
The first 3 seasons are really good. But now I'm questioning, were they good? Because these last 3 seasons have been so fucking bad. Awful, awful. Who gives a
Rubbish for the
fuck?
bin, mate.
Yeah, and they don't even tie shit up in this one. They leave it hanging like they get another season, and they're not. They're not getting another season. They're getting a fucking movie, probably a made for Netflix movie, and I'll probably watch it because I'm a dumb fuck, and I've watched all the rest of it. There's word that they're going to do a spin-off series that I won't be watching. I could give a shit. This, god damn it. And you know what?
No.
They play like a Nick Cave song throughout the. Fuck Nick Cave. That music sucks.
Who the fuck is Nick Cave?
Some Irish dude. People like him. Well, Caucasian folks like him because he's Irish. He
Does
sucks.
he sound like the blokeette from Garbage?
Oh,
Stupid girl.
Yeah, he just fucking
He
sucks.
come from the land down under.
Those are Australians, and you know
Mate.
I've got a good buddy that's Australian, so
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, we love you, David Gregory. Peaky Blinders season 6. Do not watch it. Do not recommend. Go and just even without watching it, give it the old thumbs down on the Netflix thing.
Just go and fuck your own ass.
Yeah, yeah. With an Irish accent, whatever that shit sounds like.
With a shillelagh.
Oh, you got a little potato there.
Why don't you load up one of them potato cannons and shoot it in my asshole? Put a little extra hairspray in the carburetor.
Scotty's gonna go to Grant's tomb or something.
Grant.
Yeah. But anyway, what'd you watch?
Horace Grant.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Headless Horseman. Not the Headless Horseman, just Headless Horseman. This was a sci-fi channel movie from 2007. Joe.
You were tipping way back.
Back before radio edits wore wave caps.
Yeah.
And,
a made-for-TV movie.
Yes. I didn't know this was a sci-fi channel made for TV.
Or you would have skipped it
before I watched it. But while I was watching, I was just like, man, this is like a pretty good made for sci-fi channel movie. Joke's on me, butthole liquor, because it was. This is based on Ichabod Crane, but it's not. Bunch of fucking college students are driving to their fucking weekend party fuck fest when a bear trap snatches their tire because they took a shortcut, and they end up in a town full of inbred fucks who I guess are the Headless Horseman haunts them for some reason, and they can't leave or they don't want to leave, but he needs 7 heads for some reason. There's cool imagery of a fucking pumpkin-headed fuck and a couple cool kills. surprisingly good for a Sci-Fi Channel movie. That right there should tell you if you want to watch it or not. So it was okay. That right there should tell you if you'd want to watch it or not.
I
Joe,
also
what'd you watch?
I also recommend Frankenfish.
I mean, it's on the same level.
Okay. Uh, I watched Bloody Oranges.
Those are the best.
Yeah, this is a French film that it starts out and we're at a dance contest, like an old timey dance contest. You know, the swinging stuff, or you're swinging your lady
Shit,
around.
Dio used to play at.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and there's this old couple, and we learned that they're doing this because they're in debt. They're about to lose their house, so they need to win this contest so they can have money, to pay the bank. And then we switch to a politician that maybe he's been doing some embezzling. I don't know. Then we switch to this other guy that just joined. Like he's like a legal guy.
He
Like
just joined NAMBLA and he's down for a little fucking and sucking.
he's like a public defender in France, and they do their courts a little weird. I don't know, but his family's kind of neurotic. Turns out he's the son of the old couple that's doing that dance contest. Then it's about this girl, this young girl, that she just wants to get laid for the first time. She's going to go to a party and do that. And it's all entertaining and everything. And then the politician breaks down, goes to somebody's house like at night. Hey, can I borrow a mallet so I can help?
A cup
So I can,
of sugar.
and sure, here, have a drink. The guy takes a drink, but it's a fucking spiked drink, Tom. Spiked drink. As we learned in Trilogy of Terror, that shit'll get you raped. And so, yeah, this politician,
Quick.
he gets fucking raped.
Quick.
Gets raped quick. Yeah.
Quick.
Then this guy that rapes him goes and throws him in front of City Hall or whatever.
Probably
Handcuffs
should have threw him in
to the
front of a
gates.
fucking bus.
Writes on his chest, a sign like "I suck cock," and then
What
then
does
he's
that sign look like?
then he's driving off. It's in French. Uh, he sees that other girl walking back to the party. She got laid, already, so she's happy. And
So
so
she smells like Quim.
he kidnaps her and rapes her. She
Why
escapes,
wouldn't he?
and the guy's passed out. She escapes, decides, you know what? I don't want to escape. I want to fuck this guy up. So she does. She beats the shit out of him with a frying pan, cuts off his balls, eats them in the microwave, and makes him eat them. And then we go back to the old couple. They lost that dance thing, so they go home and they decide to fucking kill themselves. So they take a bunch of pills, and that's the movie.
Pretty good.
I don't know. Like I watched the whole thing. Like I was like, I don't know if I like this or not. This is not fucking pleasant, But it captivated me. I watched it, and it was close to 2 hours. So fucking weird shit. Those French bloody oranges.
Fuck. Pardon me. Hey, Joe. Excuse me.
Hey Tom.
Excuse me.
Okay.
You ever seen Hardrock Zombies? You look like a fellow who might have actually checked it out because it was called Hardrock Zombies in the video store.
Long time ago, I did see Hardrock Zombies with one of my heavy metal buddies,
Add figures.
and I don't remember much about it because I don't remember it being very good, and nothing's really stuck with me about it.
Yeah, it was okay. I guess this was originally made to be like a 20-minute short, and they said, you know what? We're doing pretty good. Let's make it longer. And I guess thanks to that, Vinegar Syndrome's making a couple extra bucks. The same people who are charging $55 shipped for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
And Roadhouse.
Yep. But Chainsaw 2's ordered.
I
So it's one of those movies, Joe.
know you're a
That's
big fan of that one.
that's one of my movies. So
Hmm.
it'd be like what? That fucking Dusk Till Dawn and Sin City. Probably Brain Damage too. Maybe Phantasm. There's a couple that's just like,
That you'll keep buying.
Magicka, this is the 5th time that I've bought this fucking movie, Joe.
But I'm guessing this is the first time that you bought Hardrock Zombies.
No, this was on the old YouTube because I'm getting
Okay.
ready for the Black Friday sale to see. You know, they fucked my butt 80% of the time. Should I keep giving these fuckers money? The answer, not so
Probably.
much.
You're gonna
A
put out
little
something. You're
less.
gonna keep going
Put
back.
a washer in your asshole and make them work for it to squeeze their penis through that smaller space, you see. But Hard Rock Zombies, it's okay. I mean, if you want to watch a movie called Hard Rock Zombies and you're getting drunk with friends, it'll probably suffice. Anything outside of that, not really. I first seen this at one of fucking Alamo Draft House's fucking puppet movie massacres. I forgot what it was, but they had like this wizard puppet and a bat puppet. It was great. And you'd go there and you'd watch fucking 3 movies. I think it was free, honestly. But they'd have like 3 pieces of dog shit that fucking Vinegar Syndrome probably selling to you for fucking $84. But it was that shit just cut down to 40 minutes with just all the good shit. And then these puppets would pop up and be like, fuck, and just say shit about it. And that's the first time I saw this movie. A lot better then when it was all condensed. But if you're watching movies with your blokes and mates, kicking back a couple pints, give it a shot. Like if it's part of a fucking triple feature, like a bad movie marathon, if it's the second one, I think you'll be all right. Even if it's the first one, as long as you have 2 other much better movies, or not much better, but much entertaining movies, then it'll be all right. Wasn't the worst piece of shit I've ever seen, but I mean, it was whatever. It was what the fuck ever. It was okay. Joe, would you watch?
I uh I was listening to some of my albums, and I was listening to the punk band The Dwarves, um, and then I noticed, oh shit, there's a DVD that came with this album. So I threw in the DVD, and it's a lot of footage of their concerts. And these guys, they like to fight a lot, So they're fighting with whoever goes up to jump on stage. They just start punching them, hitting them with the guitars, hitting them with the microphone. It's fairly violent. It's fairly violent. And then there's a section where it's a bunch of videos they did, and it was at that time, when everybody felt like, hey, we got to have a video for our band to be legit, for more people to listen. But it was shot on camcorders and edited very poorly, and just fucking shot in some fucking alleyway club, whatever, and it's not good. None of those videos are worth a shit. Uh, but overall, for a DVD that came with an album, it's pretty good. It's worth a watch, especially if you like that band. A lot of their newer shit got really really commercial, but that's what happens, I guess, when these fuckers get old. They got to play to a wider audience and get more mainstream, and well, that's what they fucking did.
Went to go grab another beer. And as soon as I went out there, I was like, "Take me back! I'm reading the Bible."
Oh, it's playing out there.
No, it's just fucking. I've been listening to that so much this week, and now that I'm fucking drinking, like, "Grr," all that is. It's good shit. Like I said, it's fucking good shit. Uh, Alcoholism. I don't know what the fuck else to say.
What'd you watch, Tom? I'm gonna get some more water.
Well, Joe fucking. See, this is like the before and after stream. Joe used to be a spry young man like me, but then he cracked open that leather book.
In the
The
misty
second
morning,
page said, "I
mommy.
wish you were dead." And now he's fucking dying. But luckily, that's straight up vodka, bud. You remember last week when I watched Clash in the College?
I do.
Well, this week I watched fucking Capu Cantabile second movie, Hitler's Girl. It's a very, very questionable title, Joe.
Love or hate?
Was that a subtitle?
It was.
Okay. I was very drunk when
Because
I
I was trying
watched.
to figure out, is this a subtitle or is he really asking? You
Did you
know,
watch it?
I watched 20 minutes of it.
Well, I mean, that's enough to get his filmmaking style, I'm sure. Joe, how was Hitler's Girl?
Okay, in the 20 minutes that I watched, what happens is this girl wakes up, gets on the computer, and is researching Hitler. Then we cut to I don't know, India, Calcutta, one of the two.
Just old Harry's vacation
Yeah,
footage that he thought he would make into a movie.
he's at the Taj Mahal, and he's coming
He
back home.
walked into some tomb where he just put a silly hat on and went, "Cut."
Then he comes home and drives around in his boat for a little bit, and then the girl calls her congressman.
How was
Asking,
that conversation?
"This is
Very well.
this is your congressman. Hello, I'm calling to talk about the violence. Yes, yes, we're definitely going to pass legislation on that.
Are
That's
you going
good.
to vote for me?
I voted for you the last 2 times." And then there's this guy sitting around in an apartment, and he's got like 4 or 5
Alcoholism.
full beers.
No, 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 Joe. Those were capped bottles of IBC, the best goddamn root beer known to man.
I didn't pay that much attention.
I did.
I was thinking, is this YouTube thing like they have trouble uploading
Are
it
they censoring alcoholism?
where the sound keeps falling out? And it's like, no, that's probably the movie. But that's what happens in this 20 minutes. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to stop watching this because nothing's fucking happening.
I mean, you should have finished watching it because that's part of the journey just to see, oh my God, the gentleman making this is a medical doctor. He went through 7 or more years of law school, became a doctor. Who knows when he made these movies, but he did. They're pretty much incompetent. Old Tom's fat ass knows how to put a scene together, but a fucking doctor can't. Oh my God, who are we trusting our lives with?
Incompetence is definitely a great descriptor for this. This guy's got no talent for filmmaking whatsoever. Yes, I hope to God that he's a better fucking doctor.
Well, he's not only a doctor, but he's an evangelical personal speaker, Joe.
He did have a few things to say about alcohol, but that's right around where I turned it off. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not gonna have this talentless hack fucking preach to me. Click.
I wish you would have watched more of it because you would have laughed. I mean, granted, it would have been more of the same, but you would have kept shaking your head. It's like, why does he keep doing this? Like, both of his movies is highly recommended. Clash at the College more so, just because the editing is a little more inept. And since Hitler Girls is special, or not as special, his second feature, he learned a little bit more from it. But man, it wasn't as entertaining, but I was still, and when I found out he was a fucking medical professional, I was just like, Jesus goddamn motherfucking Christ.
Okay, well you finish this. Where does this story go? Does it go
Not
anywhere?
really. I mean, fucking it's about religious freedom and fucking Kerpal, he's the guy who wrote and directed this shit. He's one of the main characters. He's against Jews. He finds out he's friends with a Jew and says, "No, no, I'm no friends with a Jew." And then she says some shit, I forget. Like this her boyfriend, her grandpa was friends with one of Hitler's buddies or something. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't be friends with you or fucking suck your dick no more because your grandpa is friends with one of Hitler's buddies." And then she thinks, "Oh, that's kind of like what Kurt Paul said to me. I guess there is room to grow in life." And then, shouldn't religious freedom mattered? Like that text just starburst in lime green font with yellow fucking stroke with actual stars bursting around the side. And then it showed like fucking all religious freedom criminal acts from around the world. Can you believe that Christians are being murdered in India? Yep. Can you believe that all these Christians are being murdered in Africa? Yep. And it was just like trying to get the word out there that, religion, hey, it is what you is. If you're down with it, you're down with it. People fight wars and kill each other over it. That's okay. I would just say it doesn't matter what the fuck I would just say because that's not what this is about and that's not what we're talking about, Joe. I would just say if you would like to say see incompetent and inept filmmaking, go see Harry Kerpal's Clash in the College and Hitler's Girl with not even sure why it's named that, really, besides to be shocking to get people to watch it, but
Yeah.
watch it. It's
Love or
fun.
hate.
It's fun. It's fun just because it sucks dick.
Well, speaking of something that sucks dick, but is not fun. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2. Straw Eyes. That's the subtitle on this one. Oh,
Like there
shit.
hasn't ever, ever been a good killer scarecrow movie. Never been a good killer pumpkin movie. Definitely never good killer scarecrow movie. Fucking like how hard is this really? Just how has somebody not yet come up with just a fucking awesome killer scarecrow movie is fucking beyond me. Joe, the first Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, that's the one people always say, if you want a killer scarecrow movie, you go see that. And then you'll have idiots in the back like, no, go see Scarecrows. That's a good one with the robbers and shit. That fucking sucks too.
I've never seen
Never,
that one.
it sucks. Don't. Never, ever, 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 ever has there ever been a good killer scarecrow movie.
Watch
Joe, how was Dark Knight of the
Scarecrows.
Scarecrow 2?
Um, it
Pretty
sucked.
good? Oh,
It
it really
fucking
sucked?
sucked.
Hmm,
It looks
shocking.
cheap as shit. Um, Why it was made, I have no fucking idea. I mean, it's not like they were gonna make a big return on it or a return of anything.
Not a return on that dollar they invested.
This is about a lady that uses the
Sucks
scarecrow
cock for a
to
living.
kill off her landlord because he wants the rent money, and she's teaching a little kid to summon the scarecrow. And this little kid's mom, they're in the witness protection program. That's why they're at this little town. The mobster that she testified against, who just turns out to be her husband too, is trying to kill her. But the scarecrow is just randomly killing people off camera, I might add. You know, they'll show like a sickle in the air, and then they'll show blood pouring,
On
somewhere.
a tree. Oh,
Yeah.
look at all that blood on a tree.
Poorly acted. This movie just sucks. It's awful. I don't fucking watch this. The first one at least had Larry Drake acting like a retard.
Hey, mentally deficient fuck.
Like a mentally deficient fuck. But yeah, this one's got nothing going for it. Nothing. Not a thing. Even like they couldn't hire an attractive lady to play the mom. It's just some like regular,
They
working.
couldn't even hire an attractive lady boy, Joe.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. You got to have a lady boy in your movie these days.
They had one of those in Gamera.
They did, and we'll get to that, unfortunately. But yeah, this is all I watched. I wish I hadn't watched this movie, but I did.
If only she was teaching that little boy on how to make a bitch come. Joe was nodding his head in approval. I was shaking my head in disgust.
Did you watch anything else, Tom?
Nope.
It's a Futu Gamera. It's a Kutsu Gamera.
Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. He's a strong turtle boy. Gamera.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, tell us about space sharking. This broad going around mind molesting motherfuckers and shit.
Okay, in this one,
Joe, there was bikinis in this.
there was.
3 hoes was wearing bikinis. How is this the most whack-offable Gamera movie?
You got an alien, a UFO again, comes to Earth and say, "Hey, bow to me." I'm fucking taking over.
Me.
And Gamera fights this. No, what happens? I don't know. It's SeaWorld. We're at SeaWorld, Japan.
So the moon. We see a M&M covered peanut spaceship floating towards the moon. And then we see a little Lego car on the moon. And then the spaceship goes wee, 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 wee. And it triple effects the Lego car. And wee, 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 is it up to the spaceship. And then, Joe, we go to SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. And we see the animals do some tricks and shit.
They're sucking and fucking turning them tricks.
We're introduced to 2 kids, as always. Yeah, and their dads are scientists and shit. Microbiologists, fucking undersea scientists or something. And they're out fishing one day, and the kids...
We learn how to shoot in submarines from the previous movies.
So, the kids sneak onto the boat like they always do. They're always sneaking on somewhere, but hey, there's something flying through.
They're like little refugee immigrants.
They row out there, and it's a UFO, and they're throwing on the UFO, and there's a space babe on the UFO, and she's telling them, "Hey, we're taking over. Here, I got this freeze ray. I can look at you funny, and you'll freeze."
Would you call this the most mind molestable actor in a Gamera series?
Yes. Um, and then Gamera just like appears and starts fucking beating the shit out of the spaceship,
He just starts fucking.
and the spaceship has like a fish inside it, and it breaks away from the spaceship and grows because our atmosphere or our water or something makes it grow.
The density of your water makes me
Yeah.
expand like an erection.
So Gamera is fighting a swordfish that has a beak. I'd say the weakest of all the Gamera fucking foes so far.
It was a land shark. It was a space land shark.
Yeah, because it does stand up at one point.
At one point,
And
a bunch of times.
the land shark tells the space babe, "Hey, go kill those kids," and she's fucking terrible at killing.
He said, "Can I make jerky out of their rectums?"
They
like, why do you even have to ask?
They have some like scenes where they're just running. You know, it's kind of like
classic blaxploitation chase scenes.
You know, yeah. It's I don't know. I'm sick of Gamera movies. You know? That's what I can say about this. This fucking sucked too. It's the same shit over and over. The same fucking shit. Gamera has even less screen time than I think he's had in any of these fucking movies. Which is okay, because I don't give a fuck about Gamera. You know? I don't give a fuck about SeaWorld or pollution or any of the fucking lessons they're trying to teach us in this. It's a to Gamera. It's a to Gamera. It's a to Gamera.
I mean, it's another one. It's not as bad as the others. I mean, if you're gonna put this one on, you'll find a couple laughs. You're not gonna be like, "Oh, that was a movie." You're gonna be like, "Whew, it might have been a movie." But I mean, there's some stuff. This is the end.
Yeah, this space babe, she steals people's clothes. That's really a lot of what she does in the movie.
I mean, she's a mind molester, but she learned that from the space shark who just pulled his tricks on
yeah,
her.
Turns out this space babe is not a space babe. She was on the moon.
She was a geologist.
Yeah, she was doing moon work. But then she's working for the fucking the fish guy, Zigra.
Whoa, yeah, that's what they wanted to call him, but they said no, no, no. Translation won't work so well here.
But, yeah, we forgot to say that's the name of the movie.
I said zebra.
Did you?
I'm sure I did because I didn't say it like you did. Yeah, like a zebra. But yeah, this while this movie was being made, Daiei was losing their proverbial hat.
Good.
So not another Gamera movie would be made for 9 years, Joe. So we're only going to travel a week, but they traveled 9 years into the future. And I read half of the little blurb that they wrote in this book that I have right over here. And you know what they said? So we got to get through this one. And then, like I promised, the Gamera trilogy from the 90s is good shit. Like fucking Gamera Guardian of the Universe is probably my favorite monster movie. That's how you're just like, what? Kyle's momming and shit. Just like, I can't believe it. But the fucking 90s Gamera trilogy is fucking awesome.
We'll see.
No, I know. Because you don't know. You've never seen it. You're just like, okay, fat boy.
I don't. I mean, I hope you're right, because I don't know how much more of this shit I can take.
I mean, I'm pretty sure these are rated R movies. I'm pretty sure. But maybe because it's monster action, it's not. But it's fucking dope. Gamera Guardian of the Universe, fucking awesome. Straight through the heart. Yeah, see, I've been listening. I seen you smiling like fat boy knows it. God
He's
damn.
learning. He's educated himself.
One more piss time. Hit him with a commercial. Bow, no, no, bow, no, no.
It's that Halloween season, and you're probably a little too late to order something for Halloween from dwmproductions.net. But if you follow Tom on the social medias, every once in a while he'll say, "Hey, this is available now." When you see those, you can order right then and there. He'll throw it in the mail the next day, get it to you within a couple of days. That all depends on the post office. That's not up to him, you know. And after you're done with that, go to fastcustomshirts.com because I could use some money. Could really use some fucking money right now. I do not have a Gamera shirt on the site, and chances are I will never have a Gamera shirt on the site because these movies have sucked. Maybe, as Tom says, my opinion will change once I watch the more modern ones, which are still 30 years old. That's kind of bizarre, isn't it? They're like, oh, this is the new era for Gamera, but it's still years old. You probably thought that was Ronnie James Dio, but it's Tom back on the show.
We're off to the witch.
What the fuck is that? Spider-Man's Amazing Spider-Man's. I see that. Number 133. This is our conclusion to the saga that was started last week of the old Golden Dick himself, the Molten Man. He's
last in line.
He's becoming more molten, you see. And
this motherfucker was drunk. I forgot to tell this, but all right, the Headless Horseman like gets his pumpkin head blown off, even though it's not really connected to it. So all these shitty CGI tendrils form up, and it's just like a red version of what Molten Man looks like in this comic, and it's not good, as you can imagine. That's like, yeah, that's a cheap, lazy makeup effect that they weren't paying for, so they just slapped something together.
What happens in this issue? He fights the Molten Man.
Molten Man's just like, get this water off of me. I gotta collect rocks from museums. Oh, you got me. Let me get my rocks. I'm dead now. Maybe.
Yeah.
See you next issue.
Yeah, we learned that Liz Allen had taken a job as a nurse because you can just become a nurse, you know? You can just like, hey, I'm a nurse now.
They have all those commercials.
Yeah.
So, hey, as you want to get your nurse's degree, you sucking dick in the alley, just come on down to Phoenix College and shit.
Well, that's what she did. She quit sucking dick and went into nursing, where she could suck a higher class of dick, I guess.
She's have to suck a dick. She will never come alone or whatever. I fuck it up every time.
This is just a mediocre issue. This is like
it's another shit one. Don't call it mediocre.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I forgot what we're in for next week, but I'm not looking forward to this either.
Nothing spectacular.
Oh, that's right. We're getting a tarantula coming onto the scene. He's got like some boots that can, I don't know, squash you or some shit.
Got a crazy nose or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 good issues, Gary. And one of them was made in like 2014. It had a Punisher pumpkin thing on it. Fuck. How dare you charge me $5 to sign that? You should have paid me to have you sign that one because that was the first one of that you've ever signed. Because I don't care what it's worth. I like what I like, you old fucking man. You fucking old man. Been doing a little drinking, Joe, because it's the first episode of the 2022 Halloween Spooktacular.
It's that pumpkin beer season for Tom. Oh, shipyard.
Yep, I drank 3 of those before we started, and those are 9%. And now I'm slowing down with the old pseudo soup. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna be too hungover tomorrow to work.
probably.
So
And you got to be up early.
No, I mean tomorrow I'll take the day off.
I don't know, Tom. You got
I've been working my ass off and haven't been paid for what I've been doing yet. So
crack of dawn. In the misty morning,
I know.
on the edge of time.
It's called being responsible.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get up and get it done. Because you can't rely on yourself. Who can you rely on? And I got to prove that shit to myself every day. Every day I wake up and I go, fuck. That's the first thing I do right when I wake up because I realize that I woke up.
It's another fucking day.
And it's like, all right, well, you got to do it. You have to keep going and have to keep working to prove that you are strong.
Just like Ronnie James Dio did.
Towards the end, he didn't. He just coughed a lot and shit his pants and, died.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. I cried. I squirted a few out. I was just like, fuck. I already knew. Fuck. So when old fucking RJD died, Joe, where were you at?
Where the hell was I? I don't fucking know. Like I knew, like everybody knew that he was dying. Everybody knew that he'd had cancer, and
except me, because I was a casual fan.
Yeah, he was in Houston for a time, and then he was in Port Aransas for a while too, and then just one day that's like, hey, that's it, and it was on the radio, like all the rock stations, I guess. And
you don't remember where you were?
I don't remember where I was even fucking living.
That's crazy.
But
because you're a fan.
The Eddie Trunk show that night
was Don Jameson there.
Had a thing where everybody was calling in, like a lot of rock people, a lot of fucking musicians and shit. And that was like real emotional. Like a lot of them called in, just were talking. Yeah, I just want to say a little bit about Ryan. They would almost all of them just broke down and started crying before they finished fucking.
Was that when he was on Sirius, or was it on some other shit?
Was it Sirius? Yeah. You know what? Because I had a little fucking XM radio.
Oh, it was the XM days.
Yeah, I had it in my shop in Corpus. But yeah, that was fucking weird.
I might go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
I was shooting old Race War the remake, Joe, and we were at the old bar that Soda and GD would go and partake and buy wares from, probably steal. And we played Holy Diver about 6 times. The first time the guy at the bar, because get a lot of business, but the first time the guy at the bar was like, hell yeah, Dio. Second time he was like, all right. Didn't appreciate it much more after that. But knowing what I do now, digging in the cobwebs of your mind. I probably would have been in there, and we're off to the witch. We will never come home.
I know, like the radio station I would listen to, they played like 3 hours worth of Dio stuff.
This was a jukebox that we paid for, Joe.
Well, I'm telling you, the radio station I listened to. But the thing is, like on radio, there's certain rules. Like you can't play. like
This motherfucker didn't really swear and shit.
so many songs from a certain artist in a row. But since he was in like 5 different bands or whatever, they were able to skirt that and just like jump around and shit. So
Damn, jump up and down like a.
yeah. But anyway, Tom, this was your list. And what was it? Just in case I got it wrong again.
Recommendations for the spooktacular season.
So like a Halloween watch list then,
Sure.
or an October watch list.
And I told you on the show, no honorable mentions. But then I sent you a text like, you better get some honorable mentions.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions,
Woo!
movies you might want to watch in the October season.
Or pop culture phenomena. Doesn't have to be movies. Sorry.
Well, I did movies
All right, that's good.
because it's like, what are you gonna read a book in October?
Yeah, sports page or a magazine. Fucking book, radio edit. Fucking
So,
book.
honorable mentions: the movie Witching and Bitching, one of our old pal Alex de la Iglesias movies. Then I had
www.7-films.com.
the Blair Witch Project, which I still like. I still enjoy. I think a lot of you do too.
Blair Witch Project's better.
Then I have The Ring, the American remake, which I think is a little bit better than the original Japanese.
Ragu's pretty good.
Then I have the Ray Bradbury adaptation of Something Wicked, This Way Comes. Watch that one with the kiddos.
Yes,
Then I have Bram Stoker's Dracula, just because I like the visuals in this movie so much. Those, Tom, are my honorable mentions.
Not great, but it's passable. Because it's the spooktacular season, young Joseph, and I can't tell you what you find frightening and what you don't.
Sam's been doing a little drinking tonight.
I've been doing a lot of fucking drinking. Joe. Woo! Medea Halloween. One of your favorite. I'm sure it would have almost made the list.
Almost there.
Spooktacular frights. Joe. Ernest Scared Stupid. Even if some of those fucking trolls were repainted killer clowns from outer space, it doesn't matter because it's spooktacular and they're trying to milk the children. Joe, one of your favorites, Paranorman. If you want a stop motion classic who is a friend of the non-believers, maybe you should gaze upon Paranorman. Joe. And then I have the incestual lesbiana classic about bestiality. Ginger Snaps. And finally, another movie about a party that takes place on Halloween. I hope you're not right-handed, because it might get chopped off, and then you'll be dealing with an idle land. Number 10.
At number 10, I have a movie with a party that takes place on Halloween. And I hope you are a demon, because this is a night of the demons.
And if you're a fan of Night of the Demons, I hope you're coming down to the Houston Horrific Festival of Fright Films Halloween Spooktacular. I won't be there, but maybe you will.
I will.
Joseph, my number 10. I wouldn't recommend it to watch before Halloween. Oh no, I still have honorable mentions. Did I do? Joe, my number 10.
Good.
I wouldn't recommend to watch on Halloween unless it's the last thing you're watching on Halloween or the first thing you're waking up to and watching on November 1st. And that is Over the Garden Wall. Just because it's kind of a Halloween thing, it's more of a welcome to fall. Highly, highly recommend everybody watch it. It was going to be an honorable mention, but I said, God damn it, I wanted to get out there. So if you haven't seen Over the Garden Wall, go check it out. I've recommended it before, but
This is that cartoon, right?
it is an animated program, Joe. Yes. Check it out. You have to check it out 'cause you're not going to be here so much longer, so you'll like it. Joe, I should have started out like, in this animated series about folk horror, we follow two young boys in their trek through the woods.
And Tom is always following young boys.
Through their trek through the woods. But this is folk horror. Like, this is real folk horror, Joe. We didn't have a word for it or a phrase for it last time I talked about it, but now we do. And that phrase is folk horror, Joe. So I would recommend you check it out for that fucking thing alone. Folk horror.
At number 9, I have Cementerio, or aka Cemetery of Terror. This takes place on Halloween. Takes place in a graveyard. Ooh. And this movie's just a lot of fun. This is some silly shit, but it's fun. Tuesday, we'll be back at the Texas Theater for Tuesday Night Trash, which they'll be doing a double feature. They'll be doing Alucarda, followed by Cementerio de Terror. And
Terror.
you can fucking watch these movies for free.
Ah.
Get on out there. And then buy some shirts for me because I need the money.
Woo! Number 9, Joe. Halloween night. It's one word. It's not Halloween night. It's Halloween night. One word, directed by maybe the Polonia brothers. Maybe one. I'll let you know when the check clears, Joe. But you know, Lori and I, we're a fan of Halloween night. You know why? Because it doesn't just suck. It sucks dick. Watch it. It's fun. Don't have to watch it on Halloween night, but since it was called that, I figured, yeah, fuck it. Scarecrow. You know, there's a killer scarecrow going around. And old John Carpenter's brother, Todd Carpenter, just tilts up his hat, looks at him. Scarecrow. After he murders a bunch of innocent teens, how can you not sit through such bullshit, Joe? How could you not? Hey, when that check cashes, Joe, we're gonna have a good time.
At number 8, movie I've talked about several times on the show. Little shop of horrors, little shop of terror. Yeah, so if you have a child that
Don't molest it, number
growing up
one.
and like they're questioning their sexual identity, probably thinking of getting into musical theater, which is a big indicator, then show them this movie. This is a fun movie.
Number 8, I have the Goosebumps episode, Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. Most people would put one of the haunted masks, but I think this one is better because I'm a fan of pumpkins. And even more, I'm a fan of jack-o'-lanterns. And these jack-o'-lanterns come from outer space to eat children. Population control, Joe, there's nothing happier than a dead child because they didn't have to grow up and go through all the misery and bullshit that adults go through. So that's fucked up, us both being Texas residents and all this abortion brouhaha going on. It's just like, why do you people want to make children live through this? If jack o' lanterns from outer space could just come out and suck fetuses through pussy holes and then pop up with muck on their face and go, trick or treat, haha, here's a beer, I think we'd all be okay, right? Attack of the Jack o' Lanterns, the R.L. Stein classic. Number 8. Pussy hole.
At number 7, I have The Monster Squad. I enjoy this flick because it has reimagined uh, Universal monsters in it. I could give a shit about the making of it. I'm not going to watch a documentary about the making of it because that just sounds fucking stupid.
Not good, self-indulgent.
I don't care about getting autographs from any of these fucks, but I do enjoy this movie.
It's good. It made the list, but didn't make an honorable mention. I have the Happy Haunting of Halloween for number 7. This shit is great. It was a DVD that was released, I don't know when, but it's fucking great. Honestly, looking at it now, probably should have been in top 5 for sure. I just kind of forgot about oh shit, I got to make the list because we're about to record. But the Happy Haunting of Halloween. Check it out. If you're a Halloween fan, dude, it's dope. Uh yeah, I guess. I mean, no. The Happy Haunting of Halloween. If you're a Halloween fan and you just want like Halloween nostalgia, family fun shit, watch The Happy Haunting of Halloween. It honestly should have been in the top 3, but like I said, I threw this shit together. Daniel Roebuck, he's getting a lot of cum thrown in his face for being in Rob Zombie's The Monster movie. But before that, he was a fan of monsters and Halloween masks and shit in general. David Laddie, one of the coolest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. He's in this shit. It's if you like Halloween masks and monsters and shit, watch The Happy Haunting of Halloween. It is fucking awesome. And honestly, like I keep saying, it should have been in the top 3. Like this is a fucking staple of any October viewing. 100%. Like I should kick myself in the own dick for fucking putting it this fucking high, because it is fucking like it's good. It's fucking just family friendly, happy, spectacular fun. Good shit for real. Dave, fucking Dan, I don't know. Dave might, but Dan, go watch the shit. It's good.
At number 6, I've got Halloween safety videos that you can watch on YouTube. These are again unintelligent or unintelligent. Yes, they are very unintelligent. They are unintentionally funny because they're very serious about these safety measures you should take on
Are
Halloween.
there any in particular ones you could remember?
I'll post links for them on
I
our
hope you do, because I'd like
DWN's
to watch them.
production pages.
So you're gonna post these on the DWN Productions
No,
Terrible Horror Crap podcast
there
page?
you go. That page.
Okay. Oh, sorry. The DWN apostrophe S Terrible Horror Crap podcast page on Facebook.
That's the one.
Okay. So I mean, if they really made fucking like, don't talk to strangers, but it's Halloween, you bitch. I need a Snickers. I want to see this video.
Okay, there's a couple of them.
All right. I hope they're good. Post the best one.
All right.
Just post the best one for real.
Yeah, I posted them a few years back. Just on my regular Facebook page. Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah, well, let's try and
Yeah.
get about 6 people here.
Yeah. Two of which ordered shirts.
Woo! Thanks, Mike the Mick.
Thank you.
Appreciate ya. Was he one of them?
I think he. Who was? Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Man, I'm just saying, Mike the Mick. He's. And I'm not trying to discredit anybody, but fucking Kyle, he's been slacking off, I'm sure.
Number 6, Tom.
Shit. I'm not sure what it's called. I wrote Sleepy Hollow, but that's that garbage ass Tim Burton shit. I'm sure this is like The Legend of Ichabod Crane from 1934. The Disney version of the Headless Horseman.
Which is always paired with Mr. Toad.
Yes, but
when you buy it.
we're talking about this one. It's been a while since I watched it, but so much of the imagery of that shit is just stuck with me that it's so cool. Like you can see the different colors of the flames coming out of the pumpkin's head as they painted that shit.
And then you got the song that guy sings, you know.
We'll get to that. Halloween. Yeah. Save it for Halloween.
Right.
But as of now,
Dio was his name, singing that song.
Joe, I'm gonna take a piss again then. Fuck you. I thought we were done with this shit.
All right, as you can tell, Tom has a little bit of a bladder problem. He can't really hold the fluids like he used to, so he's constantly in the bathroom, or he's constantly, you know, pissing into a Gatorade thing when he's on a long drive. Yeah, not good. Say your prayers for the poor laddie, and hopefully this whole thing will pass, and he won't have to have a colostomy bag. I don't know if that's for the same stuff, but yeah, I'm sure he's got some shitting problems too. But fastcustomshirts.com is where you can get that shirt. Talking about the BOYGOB shirt. But, and he's back. He's back to tell you all about his number. Or did he already do that? Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, dogs. It's fucking Halloween. Getting
Yeah.
drunk as fuck. It's gonna happen. You don't have to worry about this shit again till Christmas and the long December. I get 2 times a year, and this is one of them because it's part of the spooktacular.
At number 5, I have some of that Tim Burton bullshit. This one combines 2 of my favorite things, doggos and Frankenstein. And that's what the movie...
Sucking dick and hot dogs.
The short film, Frankenweenie. Not the full-length one, because I haven't seen that one. But the short film is fucking great.
You should have got a beer.
What? I'm going to go get a fucking beer, because he obviously needs another. Oh, you'd think he's at a convention right now or something, but he's not. He's just here. He's telling you about these obscurities that you need to watch. Like, what did he say? Halloween Town was on his list, and Under Wraps, I think, was his number 9. That's a mummy film produced by his good friends at Disney Plus. I think it airs on. Um, oh, speaking of which, there's a Werewolf by Night coming on, so I guess I will be watching another Marvel movie later on this month.
Got the last beer in the fridge.
All right.
A few days ago, I drank a 4-pack of Shipyard, 4-pack of Pseudo Sue, woke up the next day, puking, fucking. Couldn't do shit. You know what I did today? Drank that Shipyard, drank the Pseudo Sue, do it reverse, but fuck it. What do I got to do? All I do is wake up and fucking make masks and go to sleep. If I die in my sleep, it'll be a goddamn blessing, Joe.
We can only hope for that kind of.
We can only hope and pray for that.
We got to pray just to make it today.
Like I said, every day when I wake up, I go, fuck!
It's a motherfucking holiday, not for us.
It's not. It's fuck. I woke up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whew. My blood pressure, I already feel it. Like I know I'm gonna be hospitalized soon for blood pressure. I don't even shut my eyes. You know, when you shut your eyes, you see those weird black, green, red, and white swirls that just kind of go around. I see those when I'm not shutting my eyes, Joe, and I feel it in my chest like, yeah, my blood's a pumping. Pray for death. Cheers. Cheers to fuck everything.
Dreamers never die.
I mean, they do.
But I'm not much of a dreamer.
Because they're just fucking all that pressure on the heart. Just like I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can.
At number 4, I have Halloween 3, Season of the Bruja.
Fuck.
It's actually Season of the Warlock, but you get the picture.
He's
this
a
movie,
boy.
It's got some trick-or-treating. It's got some robots. It's got like Stonehenge.
Some butt fucking.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of shit.
Some fucking in the butt.
Dude that'd rather, take off and drink some beer than, spend time with his kids. Yeah, good movie.
What do you want me to do? Talk to my socks? Here it comes again. Burr, 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 burr. Sorry, dog. Halloween wasted. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Here it goes again. That's all I can tell you.
Number 4, Tom.
All right. Number 4. I have the Roseanne specials. You remember the show Roseanne before they fired her for being white?
Yeah.
The Roseanne specials were good. I mean, they tried. They tried to make, Halloween special, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you name a better show that did, a better sitcom that did Halloween specials? Home Improvement was on the list, but they didn't even make honorable mentions, so it couldn't have been better than Roseanne.
I think Cheers had maybe 2 episodes, but they didn't do it every year. Roseanne did it every year.
Like Roseanne was into it.
Right.
So fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dickhead.
At number 3, I have Night of the Living Dead. Unlike the rest of George Romero's zombie movies, this one still fucking holds up. And it's a good watch for, especially, I think, if you have kids that have never seen it before. I think it still, has an impact. I think it's still a really good fucking movie. Unlike Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead, because those are real fucking dated and silly. Tom, number 3. Tom, number 3. Tom. Tom, number 3. Don't talk to strangers. Don't talk to strangers.
I was about to take a fucking razor blade to it and say, fuck you, it's the a la Zooey Loop. Then they said, no! And they saved it. Now they have Rainbow to the Dark, the first diss record ever. I don't want a song with rain. I don't want a song with Rainbow in it because they kicked me out. You know, I got out of listening to horrorcore because everybody talked like this and tried to put on a scary voice. And that little ass Dio came around and said, I hear you, brave young Jables, you are hungry for the rock, but to learn the ancient method, to get doors you must unlock. Remember that one? God damn. And a smaller one, 4 kg. You're old. You're old. You remember that one too?
Number 3.
Okay. Number 3, we got Halloween 3. The season of We're Off to the Witch. It's pretty good. If you want to watch a Halloween movie, I think the best one made is Halloween 3. The season of the witch, even though there's probably, I think, maybe 2 lesser movies made by people with the same title, I think.
Mm-hmm. One of them is a George Romero movie.
Fucking wops.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck!
At number 2, I have House on Haunted Hill, the original, with Vincent Price. This is a fun movie, mainly because he and his wife talk a lot of shit to each other, and I find it entertaining.
I think it's because you're a fan of lions. Scrape it out a little more, you fuck. We can't hear it. Thank you. Number 2. I got Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. Cartoon Network plays it all the time around Halloween, and I watch it every time I see it on. Even though I also own the DVD. Shaggy's trying to rape them underage monster girls, dog. That's why he's wearing a red shirt, so people can't point him out. Oh, it was that old hippie in the green. Oh, he's wearing a red. He's off. He's off to see the witch. Fuck, we know how that one goes.
That's pretty clever of Shaggy there.
Piece of shit.
At number 1, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. The cartoon classic. Used to watch it every year. It came on as a kid. Now, I don't know. Is it on Paramount? It's somewhere. It's streaming somewhere. But, yeah, the Great Pumpkin. You gotta wait for him in that pumpkin patch. Show up. Charlie Brown is fucked over a lot, you know. Had that ghost costume with all the eyes. I thought it was clever, but all he got was a fucking rock. That's why he became the Vulture when he got older. Bald motherfucker.
All right, sorry, dude. So if I can get to it and I remember with time, because, you know, when I fucking edit these pictures and throw all the audio together, it's right after we do this, but I'm severely intoxicated, Joe, and I wrote down, make a picture with the vulture with Charlie Brown's head throwing a rock. So if you go on
And
DraftKings.com and
Murray in the
make a
background.
bet with, all right, hold on, with Murray in the background. All right. What are we on? Number one? This is it because yours sucked. Number one, I got the Ray Bradbury Spooktacular, the Halloween tree. This isn't even nostalgic. I just seen this maybe 5 or so years ago, and it is great. Everybody should watch it around Halloween, even though that stupid fucking son of a bitch's named Pimpkin. That's the worst name I've ever fucking heard, and it'll always be the worst. If I adopt a child, granted his name will be Pimpkin, and granted he will feel my boot to the back of his cranium every single night before he goes to sleep. Because I live in Uganda. Joe, what are we gonna fucking count down next week? Hope. Wait, no, hold on. Hold up. Hey. Number 4, we didn't even talk about. Because I thought this was going to be a lead in to something you were going to pick next week. And my number 4 was Halloween commercials. And it was going to be, oh, I don't give a fuck, whatever, Halloween commercials, blah, blah, blah. And I thought that would plant a seed to be like, oh, I would. What are your favorite Halloween commercials? So something fucked up. I don't know where, but conveniently it fucked up there. So, Joe, whatever you want to do.
Next week, we'll be counting down our top 10 worst monsters.
Okay. Let me try and write this a little better. All right, we got it. Well, if you want the worst monsters possible, I hope you head over to dwnproductions.net and fucking buy something. I don't know. Like, people keep hitting me up and say the website's fucked up. I hit the people who host the website. It's like, oh no, it's good for me. Just tell them to fucking refresh their fucking cookies and use a different browser. Like, yeah, I should fucking have to do that when people are going to my fucking website. Like, you should have that shit. That's why I'm emailing you. Because they're telling me they have these problems. Oh, just tell them this. I shouldn't fucking have to. It should just work.
Right.
So if you want something, hit up DWNPRODLLC at gmail.com and just tell me what you want, and I'll probably get you hooked up. I mean, I should be saying, oh, I shouldn't be saying anything. Just do that and get at it. Enjoy life, or fucking don't. Just brush your teeth like a Remington, like I hope to do in one day.
Mhm.
Whatever. Fuck!
Uh,
Fuck!
Go to fastcustomshirts.com, like I've been saying all episode. buy some shit, so I can pay some shit. And after that, go listen to Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules and the Last in Line album, Holy Diver, Dream Evil. Yeah, those
Dream Evil's
solid
a good
albums.
one.
Yeah.
Joe, if you're gonna hit some ignorant fucks with some Dio tracks, give them 3.
Uh, Tracks.
Yeah,
I
song.
like I said, from the Black Sabbath time, fucking
Boy Gob.